Hey there, I'm Ashley, and this is New Day with Ashley. If you're looking for inspiration to make a difference and create lasting impact, then you're in the right place. Get ready to be encouraged by the stories of my guests who have taken risks, overcome challenges, and created opportunities. It's time to make the most of your new day. My guest today has conquered the odds. Moving from Haiti to Fargo in 1997 with his family, he would go on to become one of Fargo's most wanted. It was through motivation, dedication, and faith instilled by the Jail Chaplains that he has become one of Fargo's most successful entrepreneurs. Wil Dort is the founder and co-owner of SkillCutz Barbershop Salon, proving that no matter your past, you can find purpose and direction for your life.
Through that process, I always cut hair. I've been cutting hair since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, I thought I read about 8.
Right.
So I was like, huh.
Yeah, in Haiti, and just feeding sharing my food with the kids, the neighbor kids, and then I'll be like, man, I gotta cut your hair.
Yeah, we got to do something with that.
Of course. That's how I paid my barber college when I was 8. Pay with my food. Sure. So yeah, and I got better eventually, and then parents was like, oh, how come you don't cut their hair anymore? And I'm like, I need some scissors and I need new,
sure,
razors and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while, and then when I got busted, how I got to barber college here, it's like my wife was like, well, you're going to prison, you might as well just look to do something. Maybe the judge will have mercy on you. And then that's when I got the application. She got me the application. She filled it out. She paid the application.
Because you'd always wanted to do that. Then you're like,
correct.
You knew about it.
It's always a passion of mine. I just I feel like if I wasn't cutting hair for money, I would always do it for free.
Sure.
Because I love the transformation part. I love just the way it makes people feel. And you got a whole new look after a great haircut.
Right.
And it's just like, it's something that I always did.
Which yours does look good.
Well, thank you. I barely even did anything with it. Thank you. But it's just like, that's what draws me to cutting hair. But in 2006, right before I went in, I was at the school and stuff like that. And just, going through the process, and during that time I had financial aid, and then I got charges pending. And then eventually I told my instructor that, hey, I have court I have to go to, because I let her know before I got in. I was like, hey, this is my charges, this is what I'm facing.
Sure.
And then thank God that she allowed me to start. And then when that time comes, and I remember till the day, I was wearing this orange polo. And then I went to court. And as soon as I walked in, when they called me up, my public defender wasn't there. And they got a bunch of cases that they're working on. They don't have time to really process everything. Sure. And then I remember he showed up late, and when they called my name, and then he quickly called me. He's like, Your Honor, he just came budging in. He's like, Your Honor, I need to talk to him real quick. And then he pulled me outside. And then we started talking. I was like, what's going on? He's like, well, I made a deal for you today. I'm like, what? He's like, you made a deal for me? You didn't even ask me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, you got to go to jail today. You got to go in. With my orange polo, like I was ready to go, And then he's like, yeah, you got to go in. I'm like, really? I'm like, well.
He didn't ask at all, though?
No.
He didn't ask you? Wow.
No, he never asked. When I was like, wow. I'm like, well, let's do it. He's like, you're serving 9 months in jail. You in school, and that's the best we can do. And to me, that's the best, because I got 2 Class A felonies, and first offense, And I'm like, let's go. And then because he told me, like, if you don't take this deal and you go to trial, you could go to jail for a long time. Okay. And I was like, say no more. Let's go. And then.
So it was more best case scenario then, I guess.
Best case scenario.
Even though he didn't talk to you. Yeah.
Even if he said 2 years, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
When you got maximum carries at 20 years each.
Wow.
So I'm looking at 40 years. So even if they said 10 years, I'm like, well, let's go, and thank God it was.
So you're already wanting to make this change of your life.
Correct. And I felt the only way out, if my drug selling wasn't that long.
Okay.
And I got busted that quick. I'm like, that's not going to work out.
Right, yeah.
That's not going to work out. So, and I went in and I spent 9 months in there. And then I remember when I got sentenced, even going back, when I turned myself in, I had no money. My bill was $10,000. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know anybody with that type of money. And it was my wife. And thank God that I confessed to her, told her everything. And then it caught up to me. I remember when I called her when I was in booking. And then she talked to her mother. And then her mother put her house down. And then my sister put some money on the bill. And then, it got me out. And I know for myself, like, I know that I couldn't let them down. I could not. Because I feel like certain things that is done for you in your life is not something that you take lightly.
Right.
And obviously she saw something in me that I didn't see myself. And I had to believe that. And I spent 9 months in there. I met some great people in jail. That's when I got involved with Jail Chaplain ministry.
Yeah.
I got involved in that, and it's been awesome, and meet some life-saving people.
Yeah.
Starting with my wife, and just even meeting with Nick. That's like
Sure. Yeah. Friend of ours. Yeah.
oh yeah, and it's just been unbelievable. And I remember when I was in jail, there was a client that I always cut his hair at the barber college. And I remember with the Pell Grant, if you've been convicted of any felonies, that it'll be cut off. Yeah, and then I remember I'm going in there, and my instructor's telling me, like, well, they just cut the Pell Grant. If you can't pay, you can't be here anymore. And my face was downcast, and I remember my client was like, what's the matter? I'm like, well, currently I'm in jail right now.
You had work release.
Correct.
Okay.
And thank God for work release, because now they don't have it anymore. I'm like, oh my goodness, imagine if that was right now. I would have been.
Sure.
Yeah. So he told me, like, well, for a while I've been getting a haircut by you. I've been really filling you out to check, like, what's going on with you. And he's like, well, the plan was that him and a buddy was supposed to try to open up a salon, Calypso Hair, on 13th Avenue by Little Caesar there. He's like, yeah, me and my buddy was supposed to open this salon / barbershop, and we've been trying to recruit you. And I'm like, well, you can't recruit me anymore. I'm getting kicked out. He's like, I can't pay for my school. He's like, don't worry about it. We'll pay for it. I'm like, what?
Like, God just keeps showing up, putting these people.
I'm telling you. And the other day, it's like the things that I've experienced, and I'm like, you keep doing the right thing. It's just like, of course there's, bad all around, but I believe God always put people around you to help you and guide you, and it's always been a lending hand, no matter what the situation that I've been placed in, right. And after that, I got out of jail summer of 2007, graduate college too. Summer of 2007.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so started working for Calypso Hair, and then just doing awesome. And I remember I didn't have a car to go to work.
Sure.
I called my high school teacher. He ended up retiring, and he owned a car lot. And
was he like a mentor to you?
He's always been a great friend, and just always been, And I remember I went to his place. And I'm like, man, I need a car. Winter's about to come. I need a car. I was riding my bike. My mom lived kind of by Cashwise, and then Calypso was right there. I was riding a bike over there. And then he was like, I can help you out, And I'm like, what do you have? He's like, I got this car over there, very low mile. I remember a little Mazda Millennia, 92. And he's like, I got that car for you, And then I was looking at a cheaper car. He's like, no, it's not going to last through the winter. Oh. And then he's like, take that. Well, I got no money.
Sure, yeah.
He's like, if you can give me a word that you will make payments, I will give you the car. And I'm like, I will do that.
Yeah.
And I his partner was like telling him later, his partner told him, no, do not do it. Don't. You give him that car, you'll never see that money again, or the car.
Yeah.
And then he trusts me, and then he gave me the car. That's pretty awesome. And then I remember I just make my payment on time and got done with it.
Wow.
And it wasn't long after, I paid the car off, maybe like even a little bit over a year, paid the car off.
Wow.
And then now, It was fall of 2008. Me and my partner, we got the idea, let's open SkillCutz. Let's open a barbershop.
Okay.
I got no money. So I'm like, wait a minute, I'll go sell the car back so I can open my own business. And then I went up to my friend again, Dave Haiti, and I said, Dave, I got to talk to you. I'm trying to open my own business. I don't have money, so I'm trying to sell this car so I can get money to start this business. He's like, well, how you going to get it to work? I'm like, well.
Didn't think that far yet.
No, I didn't think that far. I'm like, my thing is like, when time gets hard, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And I remember in jail that it was middle of winter. I had no car to get to school. And then a buddy of mine that was inside, he's like, well, you know, he was on work release with me. He's like, my daughter have a little bike if you want to use it. I use that bike from the jail to downtown every day.
Wow.
You know, going to school in the middle of winter too. And I'm like, never forget where you come from.
Right.
If time get tough, I got to downgrade or I got to do whatever I got to do. That's what I got to do.
Sure.
And I remember I took that little girl's bike, you know, sidewalks full of snow. I'm driving right in the middle of Main Avenue. I'm going downtown, and I remember telling myself, I'm riding towards success. I'm riding towards success. And I'll never forget that, you know. And then just like when I opened my own business, I'm willing to sell the car. If I have to walk to work, I'm willing to walk to work to see this dream come true. And
you just knew you wanted to have your own business.
Yes. Yes.
Like after starting working for those other guys, you kind of just you kind of got that in you that
correct.
I need to do this.
We had to do it.
Yeah.
And then through that time, and then even finding the place to rent to a felon, because my partner he's also was a felon.
Sure.
And it's difficult, and I'm praying like, please, no background check.
Yeah.
No background check. And then we find that spot over there, no background check.
Okay.
And then we got in, and then of course, my buddy didn't take the car. He's like, keep the car.
What was the first place?
The first place was Calypso's.
Okay.
But the first SkillCutz, when we first opened SkillCutz, that was on Main Avenue next to Broughton Cabinet.
Okay.
Right by the underpass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm not going to take the car from you, but I'll loan you $2,500. And then I'm like, sure? He's like, yes.
He believed in you.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did. And then SkillCutz, we started SkillCutz for like $2,500.
Wow.
And then, you know, it's like.
I mean, was that a challenge starting a business? Like, okay.
We know nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did you know about running a business?
We know how to cut hair. We're like, if we do a good job, they will come.
They will come back. They will come back. They will tell their friends.
Correct. So that's how it's been. You know, we focus on customer relationship, and everybody that comes in there, you wouldn't know if we know them forever or, you know, it's just, we always, you know, bring that thing out where you come in, you feel like you belong and you feel like your family, part of the group, you know. Yeah,
I think that's part of your
correct.
What you guys do is
correct. And it's I feel like that's what keeps us going, and that's why I believe we'll continue to grow.
Wow, what a great episode. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always so inspiring sharing these stories. To listen to the full podcast, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any of your favorite podcast platforms. Remember to like and subscribe. I would love if you could leave me a 5-star review. This helps us reach and engage with more people. Join me next week, and until then, make the most of your new day.